So are you living at home, in the basement, or in a spare bedroom, with your fucking mother? Well, I got some news to fucking tell you. You're not in education, you're not in employment, you're not in training. You may have a college degree, but you sure as fuck ain't using it. And what I have to say to you is wake the fuck up. Just wake the hell up. Because you're sitting there wasting your life away watching DVR recordings of wrestling with some fucking neckbeard fans on the TV that you fucking hate, even though you have a neck beard, because you're not having this fucking mustache on your face. So you're sitting there addicted to porn, whacking it probably 3 or 4 times a day, babysitting 2 Siamese cats or whatever the fuck cat or dog you have. And you're driving that truck your mother bought you. And guess what? You're in your fucking 30s. Well, that's a harsh life, a harsh reality. And you're blaming every fucking woman and broad out there because your mother is a fucking wacky reclusive piece of shit. And I'm not trying to denigrate all women. But because you hate your mother and you're forced to still love her as a son and help her and do all these things, yet she's footing the dime in the fucking bill, what the fuck became of you? I'll tell you what fucking became of you. You're gonna step up and get the fuck out of there before you just become another story on TV one day. Or some basis of some loser in a basement in a fucking sitcom or in a fucking movie. Whatever the fuck that is. And that's damn right, Moses. Applause there, buddy. Fucking applause for my cat. But back to the point. You have to work on yourself. You are blaming everything and everyone but yourself. And the reason you're to blame is because you're not putting your head together to fully get away from your mother and fully get away from your mother living in your head after you got out of that house and she fucking died of dementia or whatever batshit crazy thing she had going in her head. Because all you were was mommy's little boy, but that makes you a bitch. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why that makes you a bitch, all right? And I'm not trying to denigrate you or bully you. Maybe I'm being toxically masculine, but that's besides the point right now. Because your pattern with your mother and your pattern with your father, wherever the fuck he is bullshit, and you're repeating that in your own life. Imagine sitting there in a double-wide trailer, living with your mother and grandparents, and your father shows up to visit you every other weekend for 3 hours on each Saturday and each Sunday because he defended his ass in court and acted nuts in front of the judge. And his own pastor even testified against him in court. So you're dealing with some wacky shit. And what's going on is you're seeing your father trying to win your mother back. And when you see that shit, it fucking lives with you subconsciously. Because you're relating to that man. Because you don't have your fucking mother's entire approval. No matter how much she helps you with your schoolwork. Oh, you could be doing better. Well, you're trying, but you don't know that you're a fucking statistic with Asperger's syndrome. And that's what all you people not in education, employment, or training are doing to yourself right now. I've fucking been there. And even when you get to where you have a job, you're probably underemployed. Or you're not trying to do some kind of hobby or niche that I'm doing that might help you with your own fucking mental problems. So you know what? If you're not doing anything for yourself, fuck you. Go fuck yourself and do something immediately, for the love of fucking truth. And by the grace of God, I step outside. There's a cross on the mountain. I pray right in front of it. Almost every time I step out the last few days. And the point is, you have to realize your patterns. And every time I talk to a woman and I tried to bend things to my will, which was each and every single time, each and every woman I probably knew in different ways, whether it be trying to get a relationship or have a friend or what the fuck ever. You became your father, trying to bend things to its will that just would not work in the way you wanted it to. And the reason you wanted it to work, even though you knew it was a bad idea to do what you were doing, was because your mother was emotionally neglectful and a bitch who fully never fucking approved of you, but threw money at you out the ass. You have a truck in your driveway that's been paid off for years. You're clinging on to that truck because that was your only method away from her. And yet she used you in that truck to do every single fucking thing she ever wanted you to do. Even though she said, that yellow truck, and laughed at it when she bought it and drove it on the way home. Well, the salesman drove it on the way home. We took it to the gas station in Tiger and filled that son of a bitch up. And she was just acting like, oh, I feel like a redneck. Well, that's my fucking truck. I know you gave it to me and I was extremely blessed. And there was a lot of like white or country ass privilege in that shit. But here's my point. You need to take a long, hard look in the mirror before you're living on your own after being with crazy roommates for the most part. Some of them are even couch surfing or homeless, doing meth. And you could have got out there earlier, but because you thought you wanted to like spell out blood because you were afraid to be on your own, you still lived with a creepy ass son of a bitch. So, and you let creepy people around you, you pretty much tried to rescue everyone, including your sister. And guess what you did? You shut out people that tried to protect you from that crazy bitch. And you blamed them for why you couldn't have a sister. You blamed them because you didn't feel the love of your mother. So you blamed every fucking woman out on the planet. Believed your father when he said, oh, Adam ate that apple because Eve made him and it was the woman's fault. Fuck you. Get out of your bullshit, man. And like, you shit on your friends. And they might like you. And you might be a nice guy. But it's a little fucking hard to be around you over the years. So, you avoided accountability. And you put it on every fucking woman you ever met since you were like yay high to a grasshopper. So sometimes as people, we become way too much. And it feels like our life is a movie where we are just that character everyone is poking fun at because he feels like a loser and probably is a loser. And people are going to say, oh, John, you're a great person. You didn't live the life. You didn't escape. You didn't let yourself go to waste. But there's still a chance for me or you or any of you dudes out there or anyone else who just won't leave the nest until it's too late. But you gotta stop listening to all the things you wanted to be your answers. You gotta stop listening to these fucking incels and sexists on YouTube, because they want you to be living alone in that basement and donating all the money you're probably getting from your mother with your shitty ass minimum wage job flipping pizzas. So I got out of that shit. You can too. But you have to look at yourself in the damn mirror before you're that guy that everyone thinks is going to be a dead man soon. And you have something to live for. For me, I like doing these comedy videos or motivational videos or vlogs or whatever I want to do at the time. But you got to find that niche. And I know that everything's going to come my way. And when that boat or ship sails up for me and shows up, I'm just going to meet someone I've never met before and run off with her. Wherever that takes me, whether it's still in this county, doubt it, another state, maybe, wherever it is. You have to be patient and grow, because I was the guy who just did the most desperate, cockamamie, fucking manipulative, fucking scheming bullshit. Maybe I was, maybe I wasn't, but a lot of you are doing that. But I definitely see why I think it was, and probably was. It's because you fucking sit alone and watch all these movies about people who fight for love or get love. And those are lies, because you're watching like fucking romantic comedies because you feel like no one ever fucking loved you. But the people who fucking loved you as like friends or family, even if they weren't like blood, you didn't see they cared. And you shit on them. So you got to just live and accept whatever fate or responsibility you didn't take, and let that just bite you in the ass if it has to. Because you got to learn a lesson. You can't blame everyone. You can't blame an entire gender. You can't blame an entire race. You can't blame an entire sexual orientation. You can't blame a single entire thing of anything. Because sometimes when you're in that boat, you just shove that anchor down in the floorboard because you want to drink some fucking water. So take that as you will. Go fucking change your life. If you like my comedy videos, my talks, my vlogs, whatever it is, hit that red subscribe button, share it, like, comment, feel whatever you want to do. Thank you.